Hey, Eric. Thanks for taking my call. I appreciate it.
No problem. What's your name?
My name is Paul.
Paul. What's up, Paul? How may I make your day better?
Hey, thank you. I'm just calling in to see. I've been grading a lot of cards recently, and I was wondering if you had a preference while you were going through the grading experience yourself,
hmm
if grading downtowns and kabooms and high value cards, maybe like Prism Golds out of 10, maybe not this year's Prism, but other years where they have a higher gem rate percentage,
Yep.
versus grading lower end stuff, like optic rated rookies that grade really well, and then just doing a numbers game.
Yep. It's a great question, and I have a perfect answer for you. So this is the way sports cards goes. Okay. Most people in sports cards are opening up cat packs and boxes and cases. Make sense? So
Yes.
So when you start getting into cards that are worth $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, the people that are buying and selling those cards are usually like sharks. These people know what they're doing and they're out there to make money, right? If you're spending $2,000 on a card, you probably know what you're doing, right?
Right.
So as opposed to buying cards at like $50, $75, $100, the people selling those cards are just opening up boxes and cases. They don't want to be bothered grading those cards. They don't care to make $100, $150, okay? So if you take two things to this equation. So if you take 100 cards that are worth $1,000 each and just random on eBay, $1,100 cards versus 1,000 cards that are $100. So you take two different sets of
Mhm.
cards. I could almost guarantee you that a much higher percent of the $100 cards will grade a 10 than the $1,000 cards. Because the $1,000 cards on eBay, they're not graded for a reason. As opposed to $100 cards, people don't give a shit to grade them. They don't want to be bothered. They don't care about it. They just want to get rid of get cash and put it into more boxes, cases, and breaks. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It makes perfect
So
sense.
you're
I
gonna get a
appreciate it. And
yeah. Oh,
I
and
just have
one
another
more thing
quick
to
question, if that's all right.
yeah, but
Oh
one
yeah,
more
what's
thing.
up?
One more thing to add to that that'll help you out. So also, when you buy $100 card, not always, but usually, you can come close to like 2.5 to 3 times in your money because when you go and grade a card that's a 10, and let's say it's worth $300 now, you have like, and let's say it's a card of Bo Nix. A Bo Nix collector, there's way more than that could afford a $300 card as opposed to a $3,000 card. So when you grade a card that's $1,000, you'll like maybe 2 times your money. But a lower end card, you're gonna 2.5 to 3 times your money if you know what you're doing. So you're making a higher profit margin by buying lower end cards, and a higher percent of them would grade. So the point I'm trying to make here is I would rather buy 10 $100 cards than one $1,000 card because you'll usually make money with buying 10 $100 cards because higher percent profit margin, and also they're easier to grade.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
That makes perfect sense.
What
It
was
makes
your
logical
what
sense.
was your yeah, it's and it's funny because I say it out loud and it's like, oh shit, that just sounds makes sense. It's logical, but it took me like 4 years to
Right.
realize
Most
that.
people don't have that
Yeah.
much money in their bank account, so it would make sense that lower end cards will sell quicker and easier and
Yeah,
more
exactly.
abundantly.
Right. And just think
Yeah.
logically, right? If you buy a card and get it graded a Bo Nix, and let's say it's graded a 10, who are you selling that card to? Well, probably a Bo Nix collector, someone that wants to invest in Bo Nix, thinks he's a good player, and just you're going to create a much bigger bidding war for a lower end card because way more people can afford it, right? So it increases the profit margin percentage.
Right. That actually kind of goes into my next question,
Well, cool.
where listing on eBay and selling your cards, do
Mhm.
you, for higher end cards, would you start it at $1? Like, I know March is spring training time for baseball. I bought some baseball cards. Like I bought a couple of Jackson Merrills at a
Yep.
25, Jackson Merrill Bowman Gold PSA 10. I bought those for good deals in November. Would you start it at $1? Or would you just list it and then field offers?
Yeah, if I am selling cards on eBay, I'm starting it at $1 because people, okay, this is like I hate people that do this. And sorry if you do this. So if you start a card at, let's say the card's worth $500 and you start at
Right.
$300, the card is going to sell for what it's worth. It's probably going to sell for around $500 still. But would you just ask yourself this question? If you start a card at $1 and let's say the card's ending in 30 minutes, and because you started the card at $1, you have 60 bidders and the card's at $500. Versus if you started the card at $300, you have like 5 bidders and it's at $300. If you're someone looking at this card to bid, would you rather see it at 60 bids or 5 bids? 60 bids, people are gonna be like, oh wow, this is a card people really want. And it's gonna create a much bigger bidding war because you can see how many bids there are on eBay. So
Absolutely. You're
yeah,
selling you're selling the hype. You're selling the sizzle, not the steak, essentially.
yes, and also eBay's algorithm, like the way social media works and like eBay is these platforms look at posts or auctions or whatever, and whatever has the most engagement, they bump to the top. So just like on Instagram, right? If you have a reel that goes viral, has a lot of likes and lots of comments, Instagram pushes it in front of people's faces. eBay does the same thing, right? They're much more likely to put your card that has 60 bids to the top as opposed to 5 bids.
I was unaware that eBay also had an algorithm. That's pretty wild.
Yep, they push stuff and they want stuff on their platform to sell for as much as possible because they get a cut, right? So
Right.
they push stuff to the top.
Hey, I appreciate it. And also, I just want to shout you out and let you know you're huge for the resale certificate. Getting the tax exempt status is huge just because it saves so much on sales tax if you're just buying and reselling.
Yeah, dude, it's game changing. You save so much money with the resale.
Yeah,
are you in the program?
I'm not in the program, no,
Oh,
but
you're
I've
not.
been
You sound
following
like you
you
are.
since you started. And
You sound like you are.
you just drop so much knowledge. I think anyone out there really can just can really just make money following you, and it's just great advice. You always keep it real with everybody. I think I asked you a question a couple days ago about why you chose to go through to proceed with MLP versus just continue flipping cards, and then you're like, well, there's a higher percentage of me making a 7-figure business versus you know limiting yourself to a couple, maybe 10,000 a month or whatever it is. And so I always appreciate you and appreciate your honesty. And honestly, if I could afford the course that you offer, I would have enrolled yesterday.
Yeah.
The
Q. I
price
mean,
is a little steep for me, so I'm just like building, I guess, my bankroll so that I have money in order to enroll in your
yeah,
course. Because I like the fact that I can buy cards, send it into people who will look at it, and immediately know if it's going to be a 9, it's going to be 10, maybe prep it, send it, get it back, and then help me list it on eBay. Because that just sounds like it sounds like it's such a efficient time.
yep. Yeah,
You're using your time so
that's the
efficiently.
whole
Yeah.
goal of yeah. So wait, I gotta ask though. You said you've been following me since the start.
Yeah.
So you've been following me since March. I think we started MLP March of 2020.
Not that far.
Okay, not that far.
So
I was just curious,
probably two
because
years
that's
ago.
okay. It's like 2 years ago. Well, 2 years ago is when we started posting a lot of content, so there wasn't much to follow in March of 2020. And then, so what I would say to you with the whole course thing. So one, you're correct, right? You spend money on a program or a course or coaching to save you time and make you more money, right? That's the whole point of coaching. Like all the stuff in my program and course, probably not all of it, but a lot of it you could find somewhere online, but you're paying money, so it's in an organized fashion. You have a coach that's telling you what to do, so it saves you a lot of time, makes you money. However, yeah, I wouldn't join the program unless like I would not join the program if it's going to affect your buying. So like keep buying and grading, and if you have an extra few grand to invest to spend on cards, just sitting around because that's what we want people to have before they start before they get into the program, then do it. But if things are going well and you're making money with sports cards, don't join the program yet. Wait till you have an extra few grand laying around you don't know what to do with, because that's what we would require people to have to join the program. So just as a heads up.
Okay. And then also speaking about your program, I watched your, I think it's like an hour-long video after clicking your link after getting set up.
Yep, the webinar.
And
Yep.
the webinar. And so I love the fact that you said you had people that would be able, like, you are very good at facilitating relationships with virtual assistants so that they are able to look for cards for
Oh
you
yeah.
based upon your search criteria. And then you're also really good at getting those cards sent to people who can prep them and grade them for you. And so I was wondering if, when I buy into the program, would I be would I be able to take advantage of those services? And if so, how much would they cost?
Yeah, so so this is actually something I don't talk about a lot. So it's called we call it a card finder, but what it is, it's a virtual assistant. And for those people watching right now that don't know what a virtual assistant is, it's an overseas employee, a lot of the times in the Philippines, that you can pay $3 to $4 an hour, which in the Philippines is more than the minimum wage, and they'll go out and find cards for you. So, right, one of the most time consuming parts of sports cards is actually finding cards, right? But if you have someone that does it for you for $3 an hour, it's pretty good. So I could share my screen and show this with you. So this is an old sheet of a card finder. This is what it looks like. So basically, at the end of every day, your card finder fills out an Excel sheet of cards that they think are buying worthy, and they'll put on there the links. You can go right to it, the sold price, the comps, all that stuff, and it just saves a lot of time, makes you a lot of money. So yeah, inside of the program, we just walk you step by step exactly how to just. This is the document to give to your card finder to train them. This is where to find them. This is how to make a job posting. It's very step by step and it's very simple. But
I
yeah,
love it. It's like buying into like a McDonald's franchise. It's already set up. It's good to go. All you have to do is just buy in, learn the
yep,
process a little bit, and you're good to go.
yep. It's called, yeah. It's almost like the word people use in the world of like my world of digital marketing is it's like a licensing program. You're just copy and pasting everything I've done the past 10 years because like I hate to like get on here and says try to like sound like I'm selling my course, but it's like
Yeah,
after every video there's a document below it with exact step by steps on exactly what to do. You could save it and you just copy and paste what I've done for years. So it's like a license. It's almost like a licensing program is the word. We just like to make it
I mean,
as
and it's worth
simple as
it, you know.
possible.
And again, I'm just trying to get up to my bank, have my bankroll to where like I have, let's say an extra $10,000 just laying around. I can purchase the course, I can use that service, and then it'll help facilitate things, get things moving quicker, so
Yep.
that I can make more profit.
Yeah, yeah. Well, if you have an extra, I would say you wouldn't need 10. Like if you an extra like 3 to 4 grand, that'll take you a long way with what we do. But yeah, I wouldn't, like I said, don't give us money if it's going to affect your like buying. So keep buying and doing your thing. And then if once you have that extra few grand laying around and you don't know what to do with it, then come to us and you can give it to us, give us some money and then copy our program, copy
Absolutely.
what we do.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Eric. Man, you drop so much knowledgeable content all the time. I really appreciate you.
Yeah, dude, for sure. It'll keep coming. It'll keep coming, but I appreciate you calling in, man.
All right, sounds good.
All right,
I'll keep watching.
sounds good. You have a good one.